Thank you for aligning to my channel. I am Charlotte Chi. I am a channel. I'm a spiritual scientist, and I bring true information for the grand transformation on the earth plane right now, turning into the alchemy. Higher than sacred geometry is the return of the perfection in sacred geometry. So the month of June 2022 is going to be very special, very important for those who choose a new lifestyle, who choose to turn everything around they have ever experienced, like trauma, diseases, you know, all those experiences that should never exist in our life, especially not on the airplane. So the very most important date here is, of course, 666. It marks the demarcation line of negative, dense consciousness and living within the matrix. So we all have been given or will be given the opportunity to turn that table of creation, of malfunctioning around and move, especially move with those numbers 666. You know, a 6 is a spiral, right? So if you fuse them and tune into them and merge them, that is 6 plus 6 plus 6 making up 18, making up 9. So it's the earth spiral 6 meeting the universal spiral 9 coming together, and both, you know, the celestial universal planes grounding on the 7-dimensional frequency of the earth, in which you feel your origin, your light vibration, your light essence, your higher vibes connecting with new frequencies, opening from the inside out, like that chorus, blowing in and out, in and out, nothing anymore from the outside world. So as long as we don't fast from the outside world, like news, like social media, those things, it's becoming very difficult. But I feel many people are willing to refrain from that world that rather breaks them than make them, right? And that is a good thing. So another thing is that we have grand opportunities to truly move into the vibration of instant manifestation. Vibration of instant manifestation comes from you, comes from your joy, comes from your passion, comes from your intensity with your origin, that is coming through all the light spectrum. So what is important here to understand is truly creating a vibration in which you are protected at all times. I hear a lot of people, like many young vibrations, youth and stuff, they feel that hybrids and, you know, malfunctioning of entities, monsters of the universe is how I term them, come through their sleep time or their rest time and take over their brain. So they are sort of paralyzed, and that happens with a lot of people when you don't have any protection. What they do is they do anything they want with your brain. They change your thought patterns, they change your senses, they change the central nervous system, they change the way you think, and that is reason why so much insanity is playing out actually. But here, let's say, as we are moving into the age of alchemy, I have a whole video there out there about the 666. Please listen to it, and a few other videos as well that are very interesting for you, plus a free webinar, or if just subscribing to my newsletter, that would bring through a lot of free, new and fresh information. As we're done with the old, we are especially done with old energies, old ways of moving into light environments, old ways of creating a light body. And what we see out there is plenty and plenty of courses still teaching old light body, that has no working mechanism. An example of this is that I see a lot of people that I'm asking, so you're studying sacred geometry, and how do you integrate it in the body? Because why would you study sacred geometry? Why would you study numbers? Would you study codes and symbolism if you don't know what it does in the body and do not apply it? That is like having an iPhone and just having it, you know, not doing anything with it. So that, you know, that doesn't make sense, right? But that is what is truly happening. I mean, I need to know if I work with a triangle, if I work with a cube, if I work with a dodecahedron, a tetrahedron, whatever. I need to know what it does and how it opens from self. And that is here, the month of June, a very special month, moving into the alchemy, meaning when we work with all the 22 rays and the higher rays and the fluorescent rays and whatever is out there, you know, whatever you can imagine will come true from the inner world into your outside world. That is how instant manifestation will start to happen right now. It's not putting so much efforts in it anymore, yet aligning to, let's say, your origin, that moves all the way into the first golden age, that is the green Aquarian age, the water bearer, right? Green light go. I wear it all the time. And meaning the age of knowledge is overriding the age of malfunctioning, or the matrix, whatever you term it, is perfectly okay if it matches your brain waves, because your brain needs to listen to you. Anything else will not work in the future anyway. So what you allow your brain to listen to will happen. Put that in your brain. What you allow your brains to work will come true, and that is how things will manifest. So you might as well recode your brain with green light go, with this code, for example, green light go, the compass into your ascending vibe, as that spirals and spirals and spirals as the gates into your eternal vibration, as we are all eternal immortal beings, actually requested to stay here for many hundreds of years, for those who believe in the immortal body, who believe that the entire you know, monstrous things going on are actually to awaken us, that we are repairing the earth as it is returning in its original position in the universe, and we need to return with it, meaning the earth becomes celestial again and moves out of the density that was created by the monsters of the universe, and thus all those, you know, everything we suffered anyways. And so here in June 2022, that is truly the choices we can make, actually, to move into green light go, move into the alchemy, because it is the gate into your knowledge. It is the gate to the emerald green light tablets. It is the great gate to your own mastery and mastery plan that comes from within. So there's truly a time that the rising of the phoenix comes with new light embodiment, that is the Merkiva, the crystallization around it. Such, I have a design here for, made for the crystallization, for those who love the arts. That is, when wearing that coat on a t-shirt, or, you know, on apparel, and especially during night on a duvet cover or something, then it will bring that particular code in your embodiment. And that next code is opening up. So there's one word I really want to stress here, with the energy update for this month, is that we can move completely out of the soul tracks, that is a malfunctioning of ego, and move right straight into spirit. As long as you connect to soul, you connect to the old emotional body, and that is exactly what we need to move out of. And so that is here the code that removes survival, soul, uh, unworthiness, especially because survival comes from unworthiness, the fear syndrome, the many hidden patterns in your consciousness, your subconsciousness, your deep subconsciousness. So going retrograde during the past few weeks, something must have popped up you needed to deal with. But then another way than we are used to dealing with retrogrades. Here it was putting on the forefront like, what are you still doing with these energies that popped up somehow? That could be anything financial, that could have been any connection you have with people, that could be, you know, problematic static in your house, your car, your job. And we have that ease and go flow, flowing grace going on that comes through the lavender way. If you just work and breathe through the lavender way for it and can reconnect your direct connect, you know, for instant manifestation between self and your source, you can go a very, very long way. Yet it is more important to also see that more in the dance worlds will start to collapse, you know. The more they try to overpower you, you know, walk over you and um, yeah, make you do whatever they want, that is going, somehow it's gonna be catapulted back to them. People are not listening anymore. They're opening up the wall of power, the power within that connects brain and hearts, because we need to move truly back into that high sensitive vibration, and that is the month to truly do so, because it is from there on that ease and grace manifestation will happen, quick shifts will happen, and I'll tell you later how to move into that. And that is really that green light go. Of course, it moves with the green emerald from Colombia. I got another one. I got, you know, each crystal has a different sphere. So it's very good to not buy ever anything polished, because you polish away the true beauty of a crystal. And especially this one as a matrix, so the black matrix connected to the omnipotent universe has loads and loads of information in it. So and that is very important to connect with, no matter what sign you are, especially here for the earth signs, so the Capricorns and the Taurus energies and the Virgo. If you combine these three colors, that is granite, that is pink for Taurus, and that is the lavender wave for Virgo. So you have the communication station, you have that direct strictness in yourself to decide to go all the way and, you know, release anything stubbornness and laziness, and that comes all from the soul contracts you have it in within. So removing those soul contracts and deciding that working with the granite ray, that is a combination of earth tones, gold tones, and especially copper, because copper will lead you to your next stage. And so yeah, truly high level shifting events could happen through that. And if I combine everything, because you cannot leave out, if you have trouble with a car or trouble on a job or trouble there, we need to harmonize with everything. If something is out of balance, out of harmony within you, then that will turn everything else out of balance and creates more and more problematic static, which is very, very sad. So opening up into your balancing scales, you can do that with the gold ray, which already help very much. And another very important herb I have here, because I think, yes, of course, during this month, fasting a lot, moving, aligning to the numbers 666, just breathing them in, turning them around in the golden tone, because gold is still alchemy, although there's a lot more to it. cannot explain everything in one video, right? But that is the energy shifts truly coming through. So aligning to the 666, bringing to the alchemy. If you're interested in my free webinar about the alchemy and how important it is to release the emotional body, how to do it, then jump on to my website. There's a link in the description. So this herb here, that is termed, it's so soft, you know, it's very special. You can eat everything, you know, the roots and everything. It's morning glory. And I eat that stuff. I just chew on it like a snack, right? You can put it in tea. You can mix it with your lunch or whatever you're eating, you prepare any vegetable. I prefer it raw because I want to keep the original essence and what I bring into my body as we refine actually into light embodiment. The body requires lighter and lighter and lighter food, so I suggest you juice a lot, especially, you know, celery, apples, mixed with a good dose of ginger, and I'm putting that, you can juice that as well. Within it would be very, very beneficial. So anything, any herbal kingdom connected to green light is the highest level of transition you could move into, because if you move into this next stage of your life and want to move your vibration all the way up, we need to understand what the water bearer means. And the water bearer is actually the origin of creation connected to the knowledge. So the knowledge, as I said, the green light go. And then the water bearer streaming through, which is a teams and armies of light that are of highest level frequencies, that are the Aquamarine dream team, and they provide jet streams, like a jet coming through your aircraft. So yes, that is the Aquamarine from Afghanistan. I would suggest both in connection with the Colombian purely emerald. It's very, very potent. So moving into it and speaking from the heart to the divine, opening up many, many colors from within. If you don't know how to do it, there's many, many links you can learn about it. Or there's my first course in alchemy already open there, and it will change everything from within. Because what the universe brings through to me right now is I'm suggested to open up everything that is light, divine consciousness, overriding the dumping of soul consciousness, because soul cannot think further all of the time. They cut off the ley lines, the connections to your source, and when you have that, you may feel out of energy all of the time, exhausted. You are, you know, no inspiration, no aspiration, no will to move forward, because it's connected to free will. If you're aligned to a high degree of divine will, you will not ever be exhausted. So you will only require like 5 hours sleep a night. And being very, very active during the day, opening up one creator level beyond the next creator level. So aligning what I said here with the earth signs already is bringing the water of the earth within the body, and releasing the old mud from your river of life in the body, that is the hypothalamic gland. And doing that while fasting, because you cannot have an overhaul with aquamarine and working with the oceans of the earth in your body. That is when your light body has opened. Then you feel the waves when you connect with it. You feel when you breathe, you feel it all around you, and your house buzzes like this all of the time from the energies. That is when you know you are truly in the repair kit of the divine. That is your original light embodiment, and moving into, you know, the upgrades of frequencies, matching new levels of vibration. So there is no way cutting out one highway. We need to move and plant our feet, our crystalline feet, through every highway. It is not so that we can cut out anything, because if we move from one level into the next rewiring, into the next, then your life becomes better and better and better, more exciting, more joyful, more piled with passion, and so on. That is, you know, what we see. And that is also what I wanted to stress here, the difference between, let's say, an empath and a high sensitive person. So the only difference here is an empath doesn't protect himself, so it takes, you know, he absorbs energies from everybody around him and just allows it. So that is very, very, very exhausting, very painful, very bad. So teaching self to move into that higher vibration of the higher senses, and feeling people's consciousness, gives you the capability to send out massive light spectrums that defeat that negativity, that density, eventual diseases. And so we are in the month of June, we're hitting a time when your light spectrums, you know, coming from the heart, and setting that in your energy field every morning, every night, because in the nighttime the universe works differently with you than during the daytime. And so then your life becomes very, very exciting, with piled with aspirations, and especially knowledge. Moving into knowledge, that's a choice to make, right? And so here, when the water bearer moves that old mud out of, you know, your kidneys, the lymph nodes, you know, many people have so swollen lymph nodes all over, carrying fat from years and years ago. So releasing that fat are most of the time cells that do no longer have a nucleus, and so they're just wandering around in your body. And with the creation of your light from within, you easily release fat cells, like, you know, in no time. I've had people losing like 10 pounds in my seminars over 3 days, just by releasing their emotions. Because emotions, and when you keep on cycling the same emotions and never deal with them through so many highways, or either you get a professional to help you to release that. So I do a lot of that one-on-one, and I see the greatest transitions ever happening now. So we have a lot more capacities coming into the open, but with it comes the collapsing of the matrix seen everywhere. Those not aligning to these higher frequencies, the origin, light embodiment, name it, term it, whatever you would like, actually are telling the universe, I agree with these lower vibrations, because I don't do anything about it. And that is very, very sad, because today it doesn't take too much to move that around. So here the earth signs connecting with water is very important, as we have green light go and the air component. So that is one thing. The water bearers, like the Pisces, the Scorpios, Cancer energies, that is the orange way, the blue way. Blue and orange is an exclusive high vibration, and the white Scorpio is your highest level into strength. So moving that with green light go wherever you are, you know, always connect back to your own way of creation, your birth way that comes, you know, came through the soul. So if you're Cancer, it's orange. If you are Pisces, it's blue. If you are Scorpio, it's white strength, white economics, white purification, white justice. Very important for the entire zodiac to rise with the white degrees and open up the geometric pattern that comes to white, which is very different for everybody. What I've seen within myself is actually a carousel with 10 pillars, so the 10 universes, and ending up with one cone on top and another cone at the bottom, so it spirals energies very quickly from the light within it into the light within the universes. So if you put the word light before everything you do, you speak, you already transition. So how easy can it really get? It's only about doing it. Do it now. Decide to do something about your energy, your vibration, or yeah, eventually move into that alchemy course. It is very, very interesting, as you can also move with light languages, and light languages here it comes with a bit of Chinese symbolism and the Hebrew symbolism, which is very, very, it's the origin of creation. So returning within and that opening up that language from within, you can also do that simple alignment into that light language as well, so you at least connect to that higher vibration of every letter and every way of creation that is being explained in that course. If you want to start out small things, which is very, very beneficial as well, because it may open up so many more things that were hidden in your body, in your brain. And then we have yeah, the air signs. I love air. So green light, your air is your breathing system, uploading and clearing your lungs, and the entire circulation system on a daily basis is imperative, especially, you know, moving into the technology or the alchemy of the lung transition, which is also in my onlines, and I also provide that through individual healing sessions, and you get that also you get an MP3 that assists you to move it up on an everyday level, which is fun to do, because if you can't breathe and you don't have that energy, then you know the breathing system is what sustains you, is your life parameter, is what makes you vibrate inside out. And when the breathing system is stuck, everything is stuck. Or you know, if you want to know how your breathing system works, and there's a video about breathing like a pro. And that, you know, the matrix actually cut off everything. And so what happens here in June 2022, on the 666 actually, 6th of June 2022, is the great transition into the light realms, the green emerald light city, the emerald light cities, opening up your golden elixir, your eternal vibration. So already work with those energies, work with the air components. So green light go is the biggest shift you can ever experience, because you know, if you know Aquarian people, they don't give a damn about anything. They just move on from one thing to the other with a good dose of knowledge. And then we have another air component which comes under the unlimited black way, the Geminis. Very intelligent people, if not manipulative, because that comes through that energy as well, as it is very dualistic Gemini, right? So moving in the black omnipotent universe which we are living, and you know, commanding your unlimited space back into the universe, into the crystal grids, and holding your vibration beyond the matrix, that is of great help as well, because it lives in no time. It's actually everything coming to the omnipresence that you are, an omnispark. Um, let's say your unlimited spark self, getting together, the ascendant and descendant one, your all these levels of your highest spark comes in the capstone, which we have can install in the brain. That comes with the alchemy that opens up your individual geometric patterns that go beyond everything exposed today in sacred geometry. And that is what I'm working on and bringing out the designs as soon as I can, because I think it's going to be very, very interesting. I started off codes, now I'm moving into 3D with those designs here. These are the first ones I made, and so I think it's going to go very, very far, as all that green light go opening up 666 is actually connected to the new flower of life. Most people know the design, the flower of life, but do not know where it sits in the body. And that new flower of life, as you can see, it's piled with arc consciousness. Arc consciousness makes the bridge, the bridge from the dense matrix into the crystalline fields, and thus your origin. And it's very connected. Of course, you can always visualize it, breathe it through, ask it to settle in your body. So usually in the midpoint, opening up and working with that Taurus energy that spirals and spirals and spirals, depending on the energies you allow and the color vibration attached to it. And what we see is in that flower, they are piled with arcs, right? And every arc has massive levels of consciousness, also connected to the 144 elixirs of consciousness, which I term the light body Merkiva. Merkiva that is being installed in this course of alchemy, connected to all the light masters, to all the angelic kingdoms, and further, because that has been recreated as the old light body lost its functional capacity due to the negativity and the density. So you cannot longer voice with a Merkaba or anything Melchizedek and all that old stuff that is not working. And we see that people do not wise with it. They rather age and crumble and not wise, and that is due to the missing link, the missing component of moving into that new light body and actually splitting two triangles. Remember the triangle, the capstone of creation, and the capstone we installed so you can work once again with your higher self within the body. That is where the biggest changes come through. So earth, water, and then the air signs combining, green light go with black, opening up and moving that through the lungs if you want to combine it with the golden balancing energies. That is extremely potent as well. So these could all lift your vibration in no time if willing to do that work, or eventually do some meditational alignments I have out there, or the entire course of, or if you don't know how to move with the movement into new consciousness from the old, just go. I would suggest always go to a light language, because you are made out of the power of the word. And so we installing the word within, starting with the origin, which is the Hebrew, as the, from the Arab, we moved from the Aramaic into the Hebrew, and that is just toning the letters. You don't need to know the language or anything, but I explained the whole meaning of those letters and the consciousness attached to it. So if you need more peace, you tone a particular letter. If you need more vibrancy, more vitality, whatever, you turn another ladder. And that has, you know, massive, massive impact on your body in no time. So how easy could it truly get? So, and that is, if we, you know, we look at earth signs, the water bearers, you know, anything water. We have the air sign, and then comes the fire energy, the fire vibration that is actually the power of the word, the dark purple ray connected to all the elements. And when you're disconnected to all the elements, you need a lot of food. You know, the elements, you cannot breathe the element as a mineral and a vitamin in your body. And so when moving up into light body, you start to breathe them, you need less and less food, more and more liquids. And so that is another stage, of course. And but I've seen so many people transition so quickly. And that is what you can do as well, if you decide so. It is just working with energies, especially opening up the lungs into the higher air components, repairing your lungs, you're repairing the respiration, repairing the opening of the word of power, you know, your powerful throat. Because in this month, what is coming through is the power of your word. If you stand in your power and your energy is quite alright and vibrating high, then you have the capacity to command your power of the word. And whatever you will say is what people will listen to. So how easy can it truly get into the new levels of manifestation and creation? It is alignment upon alignment upon alignment. And that is, you know, breaking through your old ways of doing, seeing, and all those perspectives you may have had. It is starting out with something, and then the belief returns, because you will only retrieve what you believe. And if today you start talking to your direct connect, to your source, and sit with that like for 20 minutes and breathe that through and ask your source to reconnect at some, you know, we have all the capacity to start to feel that. If I do that very intensely at times, you know, just tears roll over your face because of the intensity of light and love. And that is the difference, you know, from an empath and higher sensitive person. A high sensitive person knows what it is doing, knows to give to, you know, solutions for the malfunctioning. An empath absorbs them and makes himself go into the malfunctioning. So that is just the difference. So we can all move in that, yeah, that level of self-protection that comes through the code of self-worth. Moving into self-worth, coming back to the flower and power of life. Like, I cannot stop. I channel my information, right? So there's a lot of information in such a short amount of time. When we move into that new flower of life, aligning to it, and we have that our consciousness, this is the design I made up here, and that will remove your levels of extreme unworthiness, levels where you don't know, you feel unworthy and just accept too many things on the job, in the home, whatever, with kids. And that is an arc that can just start to stream and tunnel out those levels of unworthiness. So I'm working on refining the design there, and I will definitely bring out a meditation with it, because unworthiness has created the highest level of survival. And so with those two, survival creates fear, fear, survival, unworthiness. When these three components left your embodiment, then you can go any highway you wish to go, actually. And that is yeah, that is going to be very interesting. So here, remember, you know, align to the 666, go in to your eternal vibrations in the green emerald light city, request you connect with your source, and ask your divine redirections back in. So because that is going to be a very potent, extreme, important preparation for you to start manifesting from self to self, from your spark, and starting to speak with your higher self. So the communication levels are opening as well. So all these things need to realign in preparation for the summer solstice. So the summer solstice, that is, you know, massively interesting, and always around that time I will bring out free alignments here, and if you want to sign up for that, the link is in the description box as well. It will be fun to do because remember, there's always a bridge from solstice to solstice, and so that bridges to the end of the year. You know, the Aquamarine water bearer meeting up with the vibration that is, you know, the strongest level of strength, which is the Capricorn energy, meeting up there and opening up other levels in the month of September, that opens many magical gates of instant manifestation. And so that bridge will actually have, you know, like a midpoint of manifesting more than you could ever dream of, actually. So sign up to it if you're interested in the energies, digging into the energies of the solstice for June 2022. So apart from that, I will pull a card from the animal kingdom that may assist your energetic transitions, opening instant manifestation, opening the higher air, and moving into green light. Go, the golden age. Okay, yeah, I didn't pay attention, so let's just pick one card. Okay, there's one thing popping out here. Very important. Wow, beautiful. I love this. You see it? Beautiful colors, right? So that is, miracles are gonna happen. So I've been talking about this manifestation from inside out, and nobody's stopping you. That is the hummingbird energy. You are the joy bringer. You are blessing the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. So that is exactly, if you spread your energy, your vibration, your joy, your beauty, and never allow any low vibration, then you spread actually that spectrum of light to everybody in your surrounding. And so that is actually the age of light coming through for those, you know, wanting to move in it, because yeah, there's still that bridge to make from free will into divine will, right? Moving into divine will, that is, you know, or aligning to it, your own individual alignment to it, is just like the divine knows better than you know. I mean, that doesn't need any explanation. When you move with free will, yeah, then you may get stuck many times around the road. So definitely connect with the hummingbird. It's, of course, a bird is an air sign. So, and we have seen the lavender vibrations into the magical planes, the spiritual planes. It represents with the high heart at its best here with the pink ray and the white purification. So that these are, you know, I hope you like these tools. Or if you have a bird you truly love, shoot a comment. Let me know if there is a bird you love. You know, something with wings. I'd love to know that. Or if you connect easily with a bird, that could be a hawk, that could be, you know, and any sort of you know, bird, because they talk very loud, and they could bring through very important messages. So I'm gonna pull another card from my own I Am Faculty Wise Mentor cards for Modern Day Ascension. I wrote this book myself, and I made the art myself. It's of course connected to the Celtic knot, the eternal golden spirals opening up in the houses of light. And that is so important to realize that 666 is offering you um, a new mansion, actually, a new house to live in. Yeah, beyond what we ever thought could be possible. So the card I'm pulling here is, I am the art of transformation, the fire that builds. So get that fire, that power of the word through, the fire that builds. Ain't that beautiful? That is art I make myself. Here's a hawk rising with its fire engine, the eternal spirals bringing back the peach engine, that is the Lady Jan sunlight. So the merging, the balancing of Lady Jan vibrations in your vibration is very, very potent in this. It's connected to the number 4, so that is for me represents the 4 cornerstones of creation, which rebalances self, which rebalances our connection to the earth, and of course, you know, all these solstices and you know, the equinoxes, that is also connected to 4. So fire, I really love that art. Hope you like it. It's an element that is quite often misunderstood. For, you know, fire can build, it can rebuild everything from within. You know, you can apply fire yodes, like in the Hebrew letters. And it can, you know, it can truly remove particular fields of destruction within. So we all have the power through communication to either lift vibration and yeah, and other people all degenerate and destroy many beautiful and good things in life. So low mental states of consciousness that have not been cleared from past experiences always keep on recycling in the brain and our entire organism until it finds a gate to be released at peace, which is of course the best way. So many people, however, do not take the responsibility or the actions actually to deal with lower issues such as anger, fears, distress, jealousy, irritation, frustration, grief, sadness, pride, despair, so much more. These are not things that pertain in a light environment, and the earth is moving into light. So we just need to move with what comes through and allow ourselves to move into those living universal transformation with the elements, with the animal kingdoms, be inspired and co-create with the conversion. Everything is converting inward. As everything has been inverted, we need to re-invert and bring the purified fields back through the oceans, the water of your body. So yeah, it's actually the greatest transition point in evolution that we are hitting here in 2022, as there's never been a time we so much connected to the elements and opening up telepathic communication systems beyond you know, the lower thought form. So because we see the gold here in the back of this design, representing the golden age, the alchemy, with loads of gold rays that removes anything old and working our details with our organism, and team alignment in the house of light. So and is also connected to the higher dragon race, connected to the peach that can transform consciousness in no time. So it's a very interesting design. Hope you like it. Should me connect those who connected to or have an artistic feeling somehow and love the arts. So everybody has their own specialty, you know. And I think we can truly erupt beyond those lower emotion and have a level of, you know, longing to finally live in harmony and peace with each other on the higher light spectrums, and You know, imagine a high sensitive person in, you know, in politics, and that is actually what we need. So it removes all these dense phases we had to move through. And so yeah, radiating and beaming out desires are very important in order to make them a manifest realization in the lavender etheric fields of light. So it's all about taking the decision to remove the fires of destruction, stop repressing, refusing, resisting the fires of joy, because you know your flame with this cord should be the flames in your heart. You know, the spectrums, the flames moving from your heart inside out, and just working with that would tremendously transition you, adjust your connection to your source. Ask for your inner guidance and open that from the heart, because everything is, you know, I'm not going to read through all these pages, but you know, you get the initial thought about it, as everything is in recreation, and you spend time with self, and in that silent month, you know, that is where your unlimited potential can come to the forefront. So definitely move into that, because the energies felt give you higher and better potential, new perspectives, new decisions, and so much, Ali, so many more beautiful things if you allow so, if you decide so, to work with the essence of creations, the elements, the animals, and us. That's it. And so I hope this explanation was a bit of help to you. And it's just, you know, trying out some little meditational sessions if you want. I have a complete new platform with many small meditations, eventually language of light, and also that course into alchemy. Other than that, there's also a link to the summer solstice return into the light, which is, if you want to participate, you can sign up for that. It's for free. I do this 4 times a year, so it may bring a lot of transitions and new insights. So thank you so much for being with me. It's been a long video, but I thought it was very important, as we are in the middle of this year, that all the transitions come through the air, actually, that moves with the water and grounds everything in the earth composition while opening the fire engine. So we have them all together moving into the ethers. And then, yes, I wish you a very great month of transition, higher senses. Let me know what kind of bird you would love to work with, or if you have an experience with hummingbirds. And just allow the best of you to come out of you and fire it up, you know, and blow everything you don't need any longer out of your equation. You know, get your wings spread. Okay, thank you for subscribing, being with me, supporting my channel, and allowing me to bring through a lot more information. Thank you so much.